Across the skies of South Asia, tensions are rising again. Missiles locked, fighters scrambled, and the question echoing through command centers in Islamabad and New Delhi. Will it be F-16s or J-10? As India and Pakistan teeter on the edge of yet another aerial flashpoint, Islamabad's Air Force is back in the global spotlight. A vast fleet of fighters, a doctrine shaped by decades of conflict, and now new questions over American jets, Chinese alliances, and the rules of war. This is the Pakistan Air Force rebuilt, rearmed, and ready for what may come next. But what can it use, and what will it risk? The Pakistan Air Force functions as the aerial warfare branch of the Pakistan Armed Forces, tasked primarily with the air defense of national territory. Its operational responsibilities extend to providing tactical and strategic support to the Pakistan Army and Navy, as well as executing strategic airlift and intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance, or ISAR missions. As of 2024, the RAF had over 70,000 active duty personnel. Following the 2019 Balakot airstrikes and the subsequent aerial engagement over the line of control or slow sea, the IAF began reassessing its conventional capabilities, network-centric warfare, readiness, and interoperability with other services. Today, the doctrine emphasizes at the highest level the President of Pakistan serves as the constitutional commander-in-chief, while the operational command is vested in the Chief of the Air Staff or as a four-star Air Chief Marshal. The CIAs directs the Air Force through several specialized commands that provide regional and strategic coverage. From Peshawar, the Northern Air Command secures airspace along volatile borders. Surgodha, home to the Central Air Command anchors. Operational readiness in the heart of the country down south, Karachi hosts the Southern Air Command guarding key maritime approaches. Out west quarters, Western Air Command patrols vast, rugged frontiers. At the core, Rawalpindi Air Defense Command manages integrated aerial protection, and Islamabad Point 3 commands drive the future. Rising challenges, such as Pakistan's volatile relationship with its neighbors and regional separatist movements, play a major role in influencing the country's defense policymaking. The Pakistan Air Force's strategic orientation is shaped by the country's complex threat matrix. As of 2025, the IAF maintains a fleet of approximately 1470 aircraft, comprising both fixed-wing and rotary-wing platforms. Around 73.4% of the fleet is fixed-wing, with the combat fleet totaling roughly 387 fighter aircraft. Islamabad's aircraft are sourced from diverse suppliers, primarily China, the United States, and France, as well as indigenous platforms developed under joint ventures or local production programs. A cornerstone of the IAF combat fleet, the JF-17, is a multi-role fighter co-developed by China's Chengdu Aircraft Corporation. These fighter jets feature the KL-G7, an active, electronically scanned array radar, digital fly-by-wire, and integration of PL-15 long-range missiles. A 4.5 generation multi-role fighter with a radar and advanced electronic warfare capabilities. The J-10C enhances Pakistan's first suit potential against legacy platforms. Additional units are expected under phased procurement, aging French origins, strike and reconnaissance platforms, many of which have been upgraded under Project Rose. While nearing retirement, they continue to serve in these roles. Around 140 units of interceptor aircraft, primarily the F-7PG variant, remain in service. These Chinese interceptors are gradually being phased out in favor of JF-17S, although they still contribute to air patrol and quick reaction alert duties. The U.S.-developed F-16 remains integral to the strategic strike and air defense missions, despite diplomatic constraints on upgrades and munition supply. The fleet has been maintained through third-party overhauls and selective upgrades. Pakistan is in advanced discussions with China to procure the Shenyang G-35, a fifth-generation stealth platform, simultaneously. It is exploring joint development opportunities with Turkey on the title of Con-Stealth Fighter. Both initiatives are part of long-term efforts to field a next-generation air combat capability, AT present, as India and Pakistan share fires along the line of actual control, Both nations are engaged in aerial combat warfare. As per India media reports on May 8th, Islamabad may have deployed its F-16 fighter jets along the Indian border. This has once again brought into question whether Pakistan can use its F-16 fighters against India at all. The F-16 jets in Pakistan's fleet come from the United States, which has placed strict conditions on how these aircraft can be used. These fighter jets were sold under the U.S. Foreign Military Sales Program. Every such sale comes with an end-use monitoring agreement, meaning Pakistan cannot freely use or modify the jets without approval. There are also embedded U.S. teams on the ground in Pakistan, part of programs like Golden Sentry and Blue Lantern, whose job is to ensure American technology is not misused. These teams monitor the deployment of jets and weapons around the clock. The F-16 jets were provided to Pakistan for counterterrorism purposes, especially in the context of Afghanistan and not conventional war against other states, particularly India. Any misuse can lead to suspension of spares, maintenance contracts, or even sanctions from the U.S. In 2019, Pakistan reportedly violated the agreement when it allegedly deployed the American jets for airstrikes on Indian military installations in Jammu and Kashmir. Think the time. However, the U.S. quietly handled the matter. A former State Department official who was handling the Pakistan desk during the George W. Bush administration in the early 2000s told the print after reports of Pakistan deploying F-16 jets that the U.S. will not be able to do much on this at all because of the provisions of the end user. Agreements are not legally binding, but it remains to be seen whether Pakistan would take such a risk again. Pakistan can, however, turn to its far more superior fleet of Chinese-made J-10C Vigorous Dragon. The Chinese jets outclass their counterparts in terms of speed, range, radar, and missile capability. This extensive fleet reflects the POF's focus on modernization, indigenous production, and strategic partnerships, especially with China and Turkey, to maintain a technologically advanced and versatile air force. While Pakistan leans on foreign powers to maintain its edge, India builds its own with indigenous jets like the U.S. growing drone capabilities and strategic self-reliance. India's air power rises on its own terms. Sovereign, accountable, and future-ready.